Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us for another session here at WGES. I hope you're having a great time, enjoying the discussions, the insightful discussions. And now that we've heard from the government side of the story up to some extent. We've had discussions about technology, ambitions. We talked about what to expect maybe at COP30. But this time we're going to talk about the business case for renewables. And this is really important because for businesses and for corporations, they have to strike a kind of a balance between investing in renewables, making sure that this investment is profitable, driving efficiencies, driving competitiveness, but at the same time, providing investors with sufficient return on investments, sufficient returns, so to keep the investors happy. So today, we have our speakers. We have Etihad, we have Siemens, we have Total Energy, so we have top-tier speakers that they're going to tell us about their business case for renewables. Thank you so much for joining us. And let me start with you, Dr. Waleed, at Etihad ESCO. So when you look at, as a UAE business, when you look at UAE businesses and UAE ambitions and targets when it comes to climate change, fighting climate change and investing in renewables, to what extent do you think that UAE businesses are doing and having enough progress in their investments in renewables?
First of all, thank you for having us here today. The business case for renewables in UAE is very clear. It's driven by national commitments such as the UAE Vision 2021, the Net Zero by 2050 strategy, which create both sustainability imperative and an economic opportunity. Renewables and energy efficiency are no longer just environmental goals. They make strong business sense. They reduce carbon emissions, but they also cut long-term energy costs and operational expenses for clients. At Etihad ESCO, we've positioned ourselves to capture this shift. We are the leader in energy efficiency and renewable energy projects across both public and private sectors. Today, we operate a portfolio of more than 180 megawatts peak of installed renewables projects, and the number, of course, continues to grow. What really sets us apart is how to make renewables accessible. We've developed innovative financing models that minimize upfront costs and reduce risks for clients. So the transition to clean energy becomes financially viable as well as sustainable. In short, let's say renewables are the smart path forward environmentally and economically, and Etihad ESCO is proud to be the center of enabling that transition here in the UAE.
You mentioned the key word here. You mentioned the word energy, and I know that for energy companies, this is a different environment than what was the case 60 or 70 years ago. So I want to come to you, Samir, and Total Energies is one of the leading energy companies globally. So today, renewables as well is becoming a key pillar for different energy companies. What does it mean for Total Energies?
Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon. So thank you for having me here today. It's my pleasure to intervene on this very important topic. And when it comes to energy company like Total Energies, yes, renewables, low carbon solutions are quite a change in the picture. And for Total Energies, it brings us back to 2021, when Total at that time changed its identity. So we changed our name, we changed our logo. From Total, we became at that time Total Energies. And this change of identity was directly linked to the integration within our corporate strategy of the Paris Agreement outcome, the COP21 back in 2015. So practically speaking, what does it mean? It means that in our development, in our strategy of business development, we integrate the climate challenge as one of the main topics to be addressed by the development of the company. So how do we do that? Because it's a big challenge. You know, global energy demand is growing. The global population is expanding. The living standards of the people is getting better, and that's a good information. So we have to supply more energy. So the challenge we are facing is that we have to supply more energy. At the same time, we have to reduce the emissions related to the energy that has been used for decades, mainly hydrocarbons. So how do we do that? We put focus on what we call as a pillar in Total Energies. We have the oil and gas pillar, which is, let's say, the heritage of the company, and we have the integrated power pillar, which is the new pillar that came across back in 2021. And this pillar is providing energy, and in that case, we believe that the low carbon solutions are mainly related to electricity. So integrated power is a pillar in Total Energies, where we are delivering electricity from renewables, partly, but as well from gas, because we need to fight the intermittency of the renewables. So, you know, when you are a customer and you would like clean energy, you want clean energy, but you don't want to have energy only during the day. You want to have energy and to get access to energy during the day, during the night. So you need to get access to what we call a clean, firm power. So meaning intermittency of renewable is tackled through use of gas, because Total Energy believes that gas is the energy of transition. So we coupled renewable installations, photovoltaic farms, for instance, with CCGTs, which are gas turbines that are generating electricity, to make sure that the network is stable and we can deliver power to the customer 24 hours. So that's the branch that is being developed. In UAE, we started actually this approach a long time ago. We were one of the first developer in terms of renewable, with the Shams installation in Abu Dhabi, which is a concentrated solar power installation delivering 110 megawatt capacity.
So Samir, I want to get back to you with all the projects that you're working on here in the region with the UAE government as well. But before that, I want to go to Siemens. I want to hear Siemens' side of the story. And let me start with the projects that you're working on. How do you incorporate renewables into your business model and your business strategy and vision? And tell us about projects that you are working on here in the UAE.
Yeah, thank you. Again, good afternoon from my side as well. So let me a little bit to summarize what we do in the technology. Siemens is a technology company that provides lots of sustainability solutions for the companies. We help them to be much more sustainable, especially most of the countries like in UAE, they have the carbon neutral strategy in the governmental plan. So what Siemens is doing, actually combining technology or benefiting technology with the sustainability, so that we can help not only the society, for the companies, for the different business plans. Normally, we do work with the top technological trends. One of them is it's artificial intelligence, who can give us much more accuracy, different forecastings and managing softwares and increasing reliability and supporting the cybersecurity challenges and all that stuff. And we are changing our portfolio as well. For example, WGES, and we work in the projects in this country with the WGES examples, which is SF6 gas-free GIS. And it gives, again, the sustainability dimension. Energy efficiency is another optimization factor for the green energy, because not only the energy production generation, like the renewable energy, is is on the table. So you need to do this, and you need to create a right integration model for the renewable energy back to the grids, because you need to integrate them. And the third aspect is actually creating the energy efficiency solutions. This energy efficiency can be done in the buildings to optimize the energy and to manage it much more proper way. And at the same time, the industrial operations on the plants as well, or industrial facilities, as well as the critical infrastructure. We have a very good example. We are working with MOEI on energy efficiency projects for the top buildings of them. And we are optimizing the building solutions so that we can create the energy efficiency up to 27%. So this is on top of the renewable energy integration, and we will see lots of examples on the energy efficiency for upcoming years. This is another spectrum, and obviously to enable this kind of things, we are getting benefits of the artificial intelligence, IoT, and time to time for industrial facilities, industrial metaverse as well, where we combine the physical with the digital. So these are small examples what we do.
That's great. So one of the key challenges that companies, whether in the region or globally, face when it comes to renewables is the financial part, getting the funds. And especially if it's a publicly listed company, because investors want to see returns, want to see profit. You know, they wanted to see it as fast as possible. And this is their main focus up until now. Even though we are seeing a lot of activist investors joining board of directors of publicly listed companies pushing forward climate change agendas, still the mainstream focus is on returns. So I want to ask you, Dr. Waleed, to what extent do you think that there is a kind of the magical equation for balancing, for striking a balance between what investors want and what's good for the for planet Earth?
That's an excellent question. One of Etihad ISCO most significant achievements has been deployment of large-scale solar PV systems across the Dubai airports and the Emirates Group facilities. Our flagship project, it's a 39 megawatt peak solar installation, is among the largest of a kind in the region. To put into perspective, let's say, it now supplies around 6.5% of Dubai International Airport power needs and nearly 20% of Al Maktoum International Airport's demand. Where is the burden here? It goes, I mean, let's talk about 20% of Al Maktoum International Airport's demand. How much investment do you think that needs? The impact is substantial. Not only does this project deliver considerable long-term energy cost saving, but it also plays a critical role in reducing carbon emissions, directly supporting the UAE's sustainability and net zero ambitions. Of course, delivering those projects of this scale came with a lot of challenges. Airports are some of the most complex infrastructures in the world, operating 24/7 with no margin of disruption. Our biggest challenge was to integrate the solar system seamlessly without interrupting operations or compromising safety and security standards. The success of this project really lies in two things: strong stakeholders, collaborations, aligning with the Dubai Airport, Emirates, and DEWA, and let's say leveraging advanced monitoring and maintenance technologies to ensure performance reliability. These factors not only helped us overcome the challenge, but also set a benchmark for how large-scale renewable projects can be delivered in highly sensitive environments. In short, this project is a testament to to what's possible when vision, collaboration, and innovation come together.
So I want to take this question to you, Samir, and I want to here point out that a lot of criticism was around energy companies, global energy companies, and that they're not moving and progressing fast enough when it comes to their investments in renewables. So considering that, and you know how big oil and gas companies still focus on their legacy business, which is oil and gas, and adding to that some financial challenges that we still face when it comes to green financing, how do you do it at Total Energies?
I think the best answer that we can give is by actions and figures. So in Total Energies, so we are spending roughly $4 billion per year in low carbon solutions, including renewables. So that's quite an important part of the overall spendings and investments of the company. And as well by developing the capacity in terms of assets and electricity production capacity. So our target is to deliver by 2030 100 terawatt per hour capacity, and we are well on track to deliver this. Several projects that we are launching, and the reality is. There is an important question, a very interesting question regarding the returns associated to renewables. If you launch a project, just a photovoltaic farm, and you intend to get high returns, it's a very challenging business. Why? Because the contracts are quite streamlined. The PPA and the price of electricity, they are well worked in the sense that it's a stable return, so there is no much risk, so the returns are not high. But the way we do it is completely different. And that's why we are targeting 12% returns on what we call multi-energy concept. And it's linked to the integrated power pillar that I mentioned earlier. So we are producing electricity, we are trading electricity, we are as well retailing electricity, and we are on the entire value chain of electricity. If you remain only on the production value chain with PPA contracts, you'll not make your business quite profitable. So you need to work on the full value chain, and that's exactly what we are doing. Good example that we have locally in the region. So in UAE, as I mentioned on the previous question, so we started in 2013 Shams, which is a concentrated solar power facility of 110 megawatt. So this facility is a renewable facility that is integrated to the network and providing clean electricity. On the other hand, we are partners as well on Tawila, which is a CCGT and at the same time desalination plant. So we are producing electricity with gas that we are buying to fight against the intermittency of the renewable. And the third, which is our first pillar, is we are partner obviously with ADNOC to produce oil and gas at the same time. So this is the full, what we call multi-energy scheme that we are putting in place. It's here in UAE, in other countries like Iraq, where we have as well a similar project, gas, renewables with photovoltaic panel farm, but as well desalination of seawater, and as well in Oman, where we just sanctioned a project, Marsa LNG, which is the integration of the upstream. So we have gas assets offshore, then we have the LNG production plant and solar farm linked together, and the solar farm actually is supplying electricity to the LNG plant, so that its own electricity.
So you're focusing on the value chain as a whole rather than a certain segment or pillar in it. So Dr. Waleed, I want to come back to you, and if you can tell us, let's focus now on operational challenges when it comes to renewables. What is, in your opinion, the biggest operational challenge UAE businesses face when deciding or starting to adapt to renewables?
I'm glad you asked this question. When businesses consider adopting renewables, the challenges are often twofold, financial and operational. Financially, the biggest barrier is the high upfront capital investment and the uncertainty around the return on investment. Many organizations recognize the value of renewables, but the initial cost can be a real obstacle. Operationally, there are also concerns integrating the renewables systems into the existing infrastructure, especially in mission-critical environments like airports, healthcare, or manufacturing. It requires careful planning and ensure there is no disruption to the daily operations. At Ittihad ISCO, we've built our model specifically to address those hurdles. Through energy performance contracting, we remove the financial burden from the clients. They can adopt renewable solutions without no upfront capital, while we assume the performance risk. We also deliver projects on turnkey basis, from design, implementation, ongoing operations. So clients don't have to worry about complexity or technical integration. Most importantly, we provide transparent saving guarantees and continuous monitoring. Also through Renewables, this means clients can track their energy saving in real time, giving them both confidence and clarity that promised results are being achieved.
So I think this problem of integration is one that I think Siemens also face these kind of problems in your grids when you want to integrate renewable solutions. So to what extent technology can help you with this integration, Hakan?
Right, so I mean, to build up what Doctor said, for example, this integration is one of the key problems when you generate the renewable energy. So for the solution, we have some softwares especially to enable the grids to be much more reliable, much more demand management, generation management activities. So we do have lots of softwares. It's specifically for grids. So that is number one. The second, for technological perspective, as long as you use renewable, it is not so much forecastable because sometimes it depends on the weather conditions. If you use solar energy, it depends on the wind conditions. If you use wind power plants and all that stuff. So again, you can utilize artificial intelligence-based softwares that what we have is Siemens. Parenthesis open, it's a little bit the marketing right now, but still. So for this kind of solution, it gives you much more forecasting accuracy. So this is really crucial to utilize this kind of technologies and the data. So all the data with the AI enablement, so it gives you much accurate data and a much accurate dashboards that you can manage this integration very well optimized. And there is one more aspect we keep on forgetting, and in some countries, I don't want to name those, but we see some blackouts, and it's momentarily for a couple of hours, couple of days, but right now, as in situation, if you use this kind of like the security risks, then most of the airplanes do not work and the people go without electricity. At this point, it is really crucial, especially the era that we are living in everything is with the energy. So that's the reason to increase the cybersecurity protocols and to increase the enhancements of the security in the cyber world. Again, we do have different softwares to enable for the grids to be secure as well. So this is another challenge and the solution altogether.
Okay, so right before the panel, we were sitting together and discussing some of the topics right before we go on stage. And you told me that you already have a collaboration with Etihad.
Yes.
So we're talking also about a lot of projects that you're working on with Etihad. So please share some of these projects with us.
I mean, I will give the doctor to say as well, but what I want to say, because you share as long as you want, so I don't want to name all those things that we are working on. Most of them, like, I would say very strategic. Yes, there is operational aspect on our collaboration, but I see more than operation is a way more than strategic, right, doctor? So for us, it's important we work with the partners. I want to be humble on behalf of my company. Siemens do not have 100% solutions for everything, and we don't want to do it everything on our own. So ecosystems are important to us and in the countries. We work with the stakeholders. We work with the ESCO companies, with academia, with different stakeholders, with financing authorities to finance our projects. And Siemens has we have our own Siemens Financial Services, which can contribute as equity or project leasing kind of for those kind of energy efficiency projects. But overall, the partnership is one of the key. We even come up with the accelerator program, and we invite the Etihad and the similar companies to be positioned themselves on the accelerator, which is open business platform. Everybody can join and then present their solutions. So these are different energy efficiency projects that we are working with.
I think, Dr. Waleed, it's interesting because Etihad is an energy service company. We're talking about Siemens as well. So this collaboration means that you're looking outside the box when it comes to renewable projects.
Absolutely. As a super ESCO for Dubai, and I would like to appreciate Siemens' efforts. We deal with all the ESCOs in the market. Discuss with them the solutions that can be implemented for our clients and the efficiency and the saving that can be achieved. We have many success stories. One main success story is our first project with Dubai Airport retrofit and lighting project. The initial saving promised was 29%. We're achieving 34% reduction in the energy. Again, it's the ongoing operation that we can identify better solutions even throughout the operation in order to implement them. And I really appreciate Siemens' team for their efforts and for working along with us. We couldn't have done this without this collaboration.
That's great. So another topic that is important here to highlight is the collaboration between energy companies and governments as well, right, Samir, when it comes to fighting climate change, and especially that you were mentioning that Total is no longer just an oil and gas company. It has grown beyond its legacy business and now focuses on renewables as well. And for governments who want to make the progress in climate change, fighting climate change fast enough, they need energy companies who are like yours, like Total, has different pillars and different business segments. So what are you doing when it comes to these kind of collaborations with governments?
Yeah, the collaboration between energy companies and governments are quite the same when it comes to renewables, or as you say, to the core business, the core business oil and gas. You know, we've been here for 81 years now, Total Energies, in the UAE. We have a close relation with the authorities. When it was at the time we developed oil and gas operations, and it's the same. So we need long-term partnership, we need trust, which we have. And then after, we need collaboration. The governments set the framework. Then we bring technical expertise. We bring, as you said as well, experiences that we have elsewhere. And we mix all that together with financing capabilities as well. We mix all that together and we make projects live. The one that I shared with you, Tawila, that started in 2001, Shams, that started in 2013, which are renewable or electricity projects linked to energy transition. And in Dubai as well, we have almost 100 megawatt photovoltaic panels installed on commercial and industrial sites. And that's as well, let's say, the outcome of a fruitful relation between the governments, the authorities, and the companies that have been here in UAE for decades. So long-term partnership, understanding in the strategies, and we are fully aligned. When you look at UAE climate strategy and you compare it to Total Energy, it's very similar. ADNOC, the national oil company, has a very similar strategy than Total Energies. They are even more ambitious because they are targeting net zero by 2045, which is even more ambitious. So we align. So that's a strong collaboration, sharing the same objectives and long-standing partnerships.
So, Dr. Waleed, you were mentioning Dubai Airport, and I'm stunned every time I go into Dubai airports and the reliance, the growing reliance on AI. I mean, I travel a lot. I go to a lot of airports every year, but there is no airport like Dubai Airport. So I want to hear your thoughts around mobilizing AI in Etihad and in Dubai Airport, because I think it sets a very high example. It sets the bar really high for other governments globally.
Energy services company utilizing AI is mostly for the measurement and verification, the operation, how to improve the systems that we have. If you're talking about how seamless Dubai Airport is and how the movement of the crowd, of course, engaging with Dubai Airport, especially with the operation due the execution of the project, we learned a lot of things from them. And the most important thing for them is nothing can be interrupted. No delays, whatever challenges, there is an open channel of communication, especially for our teams coming and executing the job. Everything is clear and set in a certain path where it was discussed with all the stakeholders. When you talk about Dubai Airport, it's many stakeholders running the show. It's the airlines, it's the airport authority, it's the immigration, it's the fire and safety, it's the police, it's the technical, it's the airside. So how they all run smoothly is magical, I can call it.
It is. So I've been covering international markets for over 10 years now, and what stuns me really is what is happening with AI stocks, companies like NVIDIA, like Microsoft, like Alphabet, and the minute they mention how much they're putting a budget for AI, the stock goes high as 10%, 12, 13%, only on a disclosure that we're planning to invest 1 billion, 12 billion, 30 billion in AI. How much is Siemens' budget for AI, and to what extent are you relying on AI more and more now in your grids and your systems and business model overall?
I mean, first of all, the AI is now in everywhere that we work with the technology, because we are, again, as I say, like the technology company, and AI is one of the core technologies. And let's not forget, I don't want to count the names that you just mentioned about the other companies, but Siemens is founded 1847. That gives the company is getting very close to 180 years. So all those years, Siemens was always there. But I try to say technology is evolving. The company's reliability lies in the histories as well. There were lots of changes during this almost 175 to 180 years, and all those changes, Siemens always becomes stronger. Right now, we have almost 400,000 employees, and we spend 6.3% of our budget to R&D, the basic answer. And that gives already couple of billions of euro just for those companies. There is a little bit, we call it the organic growth of the company, but at the same time, we acquire lots of companies. And Siemens have a big acquisitions for the last years, and most of them, they go to software area again. So plus, on top of the organic and inorganic growth, so again, as I say, like we believe in the partnerships. We have different partnership with Microsoft. We have partners with NVIDIA to work on the similar topics and on AI. So for those kind of partnerships, give another momentum to companies like Siemens and to momentum to NVIDIA and Microsoft so that we have a common goal. How we can utilize the new type of technologies to make the better quality for the people's life and to create a reliable critical infrastructure, to create a better integration of the energy, to go with the green energy and all that stuff. So that technology is going to be one of the keys. So overall, from every aspect, we do the investment, but I want to underline as the last words of this paragraph. So consistency is important because you mentioned about the stocks. And the consistent growth is important. So personally, and as well as for the company, so we never go with the short-term profits. So whatever we do, it's very strategic and it's very long-term oriented. So that's important.
Fair enough. So for you, Samir, representing Total Energies, what does the future look like for energy companies globally, those who are now starting to invest more and more into renewables? I mean, 30, 40 years from today, how do you see Total Energies?
That's a nice question. That's a nice question. Today we are embarked, as I mentioned, in this journey of fighting against the climate change, making sure that we are reducing the emissions associated to our operations, but as well reducing the emissions associated to the product that we are bringing to the market. So this journey, it's not a one night to the other day journey. It's a very long journey, and it's not a journey that we are making alone. We are alongside the authorities of the countries where we have our activities, because as we were mentioning just earlier, the governments set the framework, and we evolve within this framework. So together we are, let's say, building the future of the energy. But where I look where I see Total Energies in 30, 40 years, I believe we will still be producing oil and gas. That's one thing that we are quite clear on. We do not think that we will be producing the same amount than the one we are producing today. That's for sure. We will be obviously increasing in terms of ratio. We will be producing more energy that compared to what we are producing today. But the ratio, hydrocarbon versus clean power, will be completely different. We will be in 30, 40 years over 50% of the energy produced coming from clean or low carbon solutions, which is not the case today. So it's a transformation that is completely aligned with the society, and we will be producing more energy to more people with better living standards. So it's all great.
I love this answer. It's quite a good vision and future for Total. I wish other energy companies will have the same outlook as yours, Samir. Dr. Waleed, what would you like to see in the regulation and regulatory landscape here in UAE to support UAE businesses and their ambitions and their adoption of renewables and clean energy?
I think we have all the support for the policies and legislations. Our leadership is very supportive. Having this event on an annual basis, coming up with a different slogan to accelerate the adaptation for energy saving and sustainability. We have the accessible I mean, the accessibility is there for technology, for the use of artificial intelligence. The tools are there. The responsibility relies on us as people to implement it and adapt it. Otherwise, if we don't change, we're not going anywhere. I would like to refer to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid's latest book. In chapter 4, he's saying, if you don't change, you don't exist. I mean, this is an ongoing practice that we have to adapt to save the environment and the planet for the coming generations.
So coming to you, Hakan, and considering you're the CEO of Smart Infrastructure at Siemens Middle East, how do you envision smart infrastructure in the Middle East in the years to come? To what extent do you think that we're going to start to see major shifts and transformations in the Middle East region overall?
I think there are some periods in the technology which enable infrastructure to move on much digital way. So from manual management of the buildings or the infrastructure, including grids, the water systems and everything, so it was much more usual. Then it became a little bit automated. Right now, whatever we do is a little bit automated. So the digital means for us, it's going to be much more autonomous systems. This is what we see in the future, which means autonomous grid management, which analyzes more data, which can come up with the understandings and the forecasts much accurate way from this data, so that you manage grids much reliable way, much accuracy and much efficient with all the projects. Similar in the buildings, the autonomous buildings which manage itself with the building management systems, combined with the fire systems and every technological aspect in the building with the AC systems and everything, and which reflected in the cities. So I imagine a city is having a kind of like the dashboard, then you manage from out of this dashboard, to see the city, how the city is running with the infrastructure much more digital way, lots of data integration, and the second point is continuous optimization. Continuous optimization to make a better quality of life for the people living in the city.
Thank you so much, Hakan. Thank you, Dr. Waleed, and thank you, Samir, so much for joining us. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.